then, very good morning model makers, Model Maker John here, and today we're going to be having a look at the A-10C Black Snakes Tank Buster by ITALERI, kit number 2725. It's in 1/48 scale and comes with decals for 3 different versions. Unfortunately, no pilot included in the kit, but we do have the super decal sheet as stated on the box there. So nice artwork on the top of the box there by Robert Valentini, depicting the black snakes. So let's have a look and see what we've got in the box. So in the box we have 2 bags, instructions, and the decal sheet. We'll come back to them shortly. Get that out the way. So let's have a butcher's look at what's in here. Let's start with this bag first. So it looks like it's the main fuselage and some of the superstructure work for the aircraft. Vacuum sealed. There we go, that one's out. We'll come back to that shortly. So as you see, nice looking kit straight out from the box. Nice detailed riveting along the sides and along the engine cowling there, as we can see. Moving on, we've got the ejector seat, part of the cockpit interior, more of the engine cowling, engine unit. This comes with a nice little detail here. If you look at that there, some of the mechanics for the aircraft, which you can have either in the open or the closed position. I'll just give you a quick run along the whole canopy. You can have this one with steps down or ready for flight. Coming up, there's that engine cowling, cockpit interior, ejection seat, more of the engine cowling, and coming along down to the other side of the fuselage with that nice added detail there of the instruments inside the aircraft. Coming along. So that's that spruce number 1 done and dusted. Let's have a look at the cockpit, clear glass. Right, it's quite distorted, if I'm honest with you. I don't know whether you can see that under the Tamiya sign, but it's very, very distorted. Not very good at all. Not happy with that one bit. But one upside is there's no injection molding line there on the top of the cockpit. The front of the canopy, you see there some nice rivet work detail on it. Coming around, but that's disappointing, very disappointing. I don't suppose on the grand scale of things, when it looks like it's got like water, it looks like it's dipped in water. If you can see that, see the way it's moving on the Tamiya sign, like wavy. Oh well, not much you can do with that, I don't suppose. So that's the cockpit and the landing lights, and I think that might be part of the gun sight there. Okay, now this bag's got quite a lot of spruces in it. As with Tamiya give you a bag with every spruce, but they seem to have decided to chuck everything in one bag with this one, which can damage parts, if I'm honest with you. Not very good. So let's move on to this spruce here. This is the wings, upper wings, some rudder work, some detail there on the landing gear and the positioning for the ordnance. Some nice rivet work going along there on the central panel. Also along there, moving right along, down, some rudders, top wing has some riveting work on, not a great deal. So that's spruce number 2. Spruce number 3 we're going to look at, looks like the interior of the engine, wheels, and some of the ordnance as well. Engine air intake, missiles, bombs. That's not bad. Next spruce along is exactly the same as. More ordnance, tyre, wheel, some of the ordnance struts. And the final spruce, we have the tail section, some large drop tanks, back tail fins, the front part of the aircraft. So we'll just skim along this. Some detailed work there on the interior, looks like landing gear. Moving on to the back rudder, tail fin, undercarriage, quite nice. Some of the landing gear flaps, more ordnance, nose cone, a bit more of the interior. And this is going to look nice. It looks like you can have it with the flaps down, but some nice detail picked up on there. You can see that. It's really nice. Right, so all in all, apart from the cockpit, not a bad kit, but for 30, I think it was £35, I don't think it's worth 35 quid. I mean, they always say what you pay is what you get for. So let's have a look at the instruction manual for the A-10C Black Snakes. Comes with a detailed layout of your spruces, fuselage, a little bit of interior work going on. There's a decal for your instrument panel. Looks like the forward landing gear. Moving on to the interior of the cockpit, there's more decals for you to use on the inside. Attaching the undercarriage side front wheel. Moving on to the main wing section, and quite a bit of hole making here to accommodate for some of the ordnance, I would assume. Tail fin, back tail fin. Moving on to the engine cowling, engine air intakes. Fixing it, putting the engines on the back. Rudders for the tail fin and wings. Front landing gear attachment. More front wheel attachment. One of the side, left or right wing undercarriage. More undercarriage work going on. Wheels. Some decals there to give you an alternative for different ones. Ejector seat. Fixing it in with the canopy. Canopy open, canopy closed. Some odds and sods going on here. Front machine gun going on. I think they could have done, because this kit, well, this aircraft's renowned for its firepower. I think they could have done a little bit more with the machine gun. Maybe a cutaway so you could see the interior of the machine gun. But that's all they've done there, that little section there. Fixing the side panel, either open or shut. steps up to the aircraft or steps down, alternative. Some of the armament, painting and decals to go on with this. And then fixing the armament. It's quite heavy laden, this aircraft kit, and I suppose that's what you paid the extra for, is the ordnance. But it is what it is. And then we have a common decals for all versions there for you to follow. And there's your other versions that you can have as well. Right, let's have a look at the decals. Decals are nice and thin. As I say, it comes with 3 different versions. You can pick and choose what you want. Just have a little close up on these. There's your interior for the cockpit. That's nice detailed. And as I say, 3 decals, 3 different kits that you could make from this one. Anyway, that's that for this morning. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, like, share, comment, follow. I'm trying to get my followers up, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But hey, early days. So take care, everybody, and look after each other. Until next time, happy modelling.